We're watching Golden State Warriors today. And before we jump into today's show, if you want the Warriors to make a trade, like this video. And hey, maybe you don't want them to make one. If you don't, like it anyway because you love the Dubs. Hit that thumbs up icon if you're fired up about this team. And if you want them to make a trade, hit that thumbs up as well. With that being said, we'll get you guys caught up on the latest surrounding the Golden State Warriors. What's going on, guys? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports, bringing you the latest trade rumors around the Golden State Warriors as the trade deadline looms on next Thursday, 6 days away. So we will continue to keep you guys up to date with the latest. How about an Eric Gordon trade? Seen this one thrown out there, and mostly I've just seen Gordon connected to tons of NBA trade rumors because the Rockets are a team that would like to add future assets like draft picks or young players. And Gordon is having a really nice season, one of the better seasons of his career, quietly, because, of course, these aren't the James Harden Rockets who were playing the Western Conference Finals a few years ago. But you look at Gordon shooting splits, he's really shooting the ball well this year, averaging over 14 points a game, almost 50% from the field, over 42% from three. And that's actually with a recent dip. He was over 44% about a week ago. He's been tremendous, man, for the Houston Rockets. He's been a good player for a long time. He can play off ball. He can play on ball. Not really a point guard, but if you need him to run the offense at a pinch, he can do that. But I think he's the type of player that would actually fit in with the Warriors really, really well with what they do with their ball movement and spacing and getting shooters good looks. I think he would eat in this offense personally. Now, there's obviously a lot of things to consider when it comes to Golden State and making a trade, and there's not been a ton of chatter on them actually making one, but I do think stylistically Gordon would fit in very well. What do you guys think? Should the Warriors trade for Eric Gordon? Type T for trade, type P for pass. Get your votes in right now in the comments section. Now, you look at the Gordon's remaining contract, and he's owed a lot of money. He's making over 18 this year, almost 20 next year, almost 21 the year after that. Now, that last season is a non-guaranteed year, so unless he meets major thresholds like goes to an all-star game or something like that, that would be non-guaranteed, so you can get out of that year. But his contract's not cheap. I mean, $18-20 million for probably a number 3 at best on a team, maybe a number 4 on a really good team like Golden State. Like if you brought him in here, he'd be behind Steph, Clay, and Wiggins. Maybe he's your number 4 right there. Again, I like his game and I think he would fit in, but this isn't a guy making $12 million. This is a guy making $19 million. That's a big difference, and you would have to find some contracts to add up to match that salary, and which means you'd probably lose some of your depth if you were going to bring in a guy like Eric Gordon. So do I think it's likely? No. Would I consider it? Depends what the offer is from Houston's side of things, but he is a player that is having a really, really good season. Now, make sure you guys subscribe to us here at Golden State Warriors Today, because we will have non-stop updates, news, rumors, trade buzz, and coverage leading up and after the deadline as well, because this team is a contender, which means we're going to continue to plug out videos. It's free. Don't miss this movement. YouTube.com/Warriors TV. More videos to come in the coming days and weeks. How about bring back Harrison Barnes? And I think this is one that's pretty darn interesting. And this one's not really being reported. I mean, it's being reported that Barnes could be traded and that he could be on the trade block, as Sacramento is certainly looking to sell. But I haven't seen a lot of Barnes to Golden State buzz, but I kind of just wanted to talk about it because it would be an interesting story. Obviously, he was a part of this team early on when this team first started their run in the mid-2010s. Has obviously been gone since that 15-16 season, but he's really blossomed into a nice player since then. You look at what he's done since leaving the Bay, his stint with Dallas for almost 3 years. The back half of that 18-19 season was technically in Sacramento, but you look at the numbers there. I think that time in Dallas really helped him become a better player because he was basically their best player during the twilight of Dirk Nowitzki's career. Was 18, 19-point scorer there for a couple of years. 3-point shot continuously improved. And then in Sacramento, after one down season, he's really been steady, shooting almost 41% from three this season. The word around Harrison Barnes to describe him, which is what he wasn't in Golden State early on in his career, is consistent. He's a consistent player now. I mean, this is a guy that's going to give you 15 to 18 points per night. He's going to shoot 45 to 50% from the field. He's going to shoot 40% from three. I mean, that's just who he is now. That's really, really solid. It's very consistent. And the lasting image of him in Golden State is really just stinking it up in the finals. Well, he doesn't have many clunkers anymore. I mean, even on bad nights, he'll give you 12, 13 points and like 4 of 12 shooting. I mean, he's not going to go 2 for 17 or something like that. So he's really been in the lab the last half decade and has really made himself a much better player. And that could be a great story to see him back in the Bay. Should the Warriors bring him back? What do you guys think? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Like Eric Gordon, contractual considerations there as he makes, good money. But hey, I wouldn't dismiss it. Good defensive player, knows the Warriors well, and that core of that team is still there from when he left. Now, today's show, we have a Valentine's deal for you guys. For you fellas watching, you gals might be watching as well, but for you fellas watching, don't let your gal watch because you can get her this V-neck for Valentine's Day, which is quickly approaching, less than 10 days. Chatsports.com/DubsValentine. Get this V-neck. It's nice material, and she'll be a very happy customer. Chatsports.com/DubsValentine. And by the way, if you're watching today on Friday, it's actually on sale for like $16. So a really good deal. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Click and shop today and keep your lady happy this Valentine's season. You look more at Barnes. So you remember his time, his first 4 years in Golden State, 10 points a game, 4.5 rebounds. Good percentages there, 44.5, 37.5 from the field in three-point range. He was starting to become a good player, but I think he needed to leave to grow. He needed space to become a better guy because he was like a number 4, number 5 when he was with Golden State. I mean, you think about those teams, right? Steph was a superstar, and he still is, obviously. Clay was on top of his game. Draymond, Iggy, he had a lot of expectations coming out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes did, and he didn't really get the opportunity to become a star caliber player. Now, I'm not sitting here saying he's a star now, but he's a damn good player. And I think this time around, he would be a much better contributor. I think we've seen that play out over his last 5 or 6 seasons, both with Dallas and with Sacramento. Who's your favorite former Warrior? Doesn't have to be a current player in the NBA, but it could. It could be a guy like Harrison Barnes or someone like that. Maybe it's Kevin Durant helping the Warriors win those titles as well. Let me know, favorite former Golden State Warriors player. Get your votes in the comments. Appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. We will have you guys covered with more NBA rumors, news, trade buzz over the next few days leading up to the 2022 NBA trade deadline on Thursday. If the Warriors make a trade, we will have you guys covered. So hit that subscribe button, share that link below with a friend, youtube.com/WarriorsTV, and we'll see you guys soon here on the channel.